Hi Aquarius, welcome to June. This is Teresa from tarotbyt.com. And before I start your reading, I want to call in some good energy. So this month, I'm going to do a special reading for eclipses. So it's not going to be a love reading per se, but it may involve love. We'll just see what comes up. My question will be, what does Aquarius need to know about the eclipse energy for June? What do we need to know? So it could be love, it could be career, could be finance. We will see what the cards say. This month we have two eclipses. We have one in a full moon eclipse in Sagittarius on the 5th of June. And then we have a new moon eclipse in a solar eclipse in Cancer on the 21st, which is the same day as the solstice. Venus will be going direct on the 25th. Mercury will go retrograde on the 18th. And Neptune will go retrograde on the 23rd. Plus we have Mars conjunct Neptune in between all of that, or before all of that. So let's see what the cards say. What does Aquarius need to know about June? And what will the eclipse energy bring? Because with these are powerful eclipses, endings, new beginnings, changes, life changes. Sudden change of direction, sudden things that come out from when we least expect it to speed up our timeline. So let's see what does Aquarius need to know about June? And what will the eclipses bring? What does Aquarius need to know about June, and what will the eclipses bring? Okay, let's see what we get. The Knight of Cups, the Seven of Cups, the Six of Wands, the Ten of Cups, the Strength card, the Five of Wands, the Three of Cups, the Sun, the King of Wands, and the Hierophant. So this month may start out with some type of an offer. The Knight of Cups could be a romantic offer or proposal. You might even have to choose between more than one offer, because it looks like with the Seven of Cups, your options, you have more than one option. So this could be, it could be a relationship, but it could also be a career opportunity. The thing with the Seven of Cups is you are stuck in the choices, so you're not going to be sure what you want to do. The Knight is very romantic energy. It's idealistic energy. It's something creative, something, if it's a person, the Knight of Cups can represent someone who's a little bit on the immature side or has these fantasies about relationships. Thinking that they're looking for like the perfect partner, or their knight in shining armor, or dream princess, or whatever the case may be. And they're not seeing the situation in a realistic light. And especially with the Seven of Cups, this is a card of, dreaming about the choices but not taking action. So you might be in a situation where you're just imagining what you would like to accomplish, but you have so many different directions that you can go in that you're not doing anything. So you have to make a choice in June. You're going to have to choose from the many things, because Aquarius is a very talented sign. And you're probably good at a number of things. And so you have to figure out, what is it that really speaks to me? What do I really want? I can't have it all. I can't, scatter my energy, because then I won't accomplish anything. So I have to choose out of all these things that I can do well, which is the one that speaks to my heart, which is the one that will bring me the most happiness and the most success. Now you have the Six of Wands here. So you've had some career success in the past where you've been recognized for your contributions. People are valuing your talent and your abilities. You might have had some type of recognition or promotion in the recent past. And the Ten of Cups here. You're surrounded by love. So as far as like family, you have a lot of support. You've had loving relationships in the past. The Ten of Cups is, feeling secure, feeling surrounded by love. It could even be one of your goals is to create this type of environment. But I think you're doing okay as far as love goes. There might be some competition in work, though. Because I'm seeing the Strength card and the Five of Wands coming up. So the Five of Wands is competition. It's people not working together. You might feel like you're in this environment where everybody's pulling in a different direction. No one wants to work together as a team. And that can be a little bit frustrating. And the Strength card, this is a card of taming the beast within, or learning how to control your emotions or your reactions. So if someone's trying to pull you into a drama, you may be dealing with someone who has anger issues or learning how to control your own anger. So you have to learn how not to react, not to go to extremes of emotion, and to stay calm and work to create harmony, a sense of harmony, instead of engaging in the conflict. So I feel like there could be some kind of conflict brewing, and you want to remain calm and non-reactive. If you are dealing with someone who has anger problems, or you're helping someone through a difficult time, they could probably use some counseling. Maybe you have a friend that needs some counseling, because they tend to go to extremes of emotion, and you could be arguing over that. They could be causing a lot of conflict in the relationship because they don't know how to control their emotions. You have the Three of Cups here in your negative thinking sector. Now the Three of Cups is a card, it has multiple meanings. On the positive side, it's saying that you are supported by your friends, that you have a group that you belong to that are there for you. You feel supported, but it's in your negative thinking, so maybe you're not really seeing it. Maybe you're thinking, because this is like a fight. It's like petty arguments. You might have like petty arguments in a group of friends, and you're thinking like, maybe I need new friends, or these people are ridiculous, But really you are supported and you are loved. So it might just be the energies of the time, because we have, at this full moon eclipse, we have Mars making a T-square, and that Mars is the warrior, creates conflict, and the square aspect brings conflict into a situation, brings challenges. So there might be some challenge that you need to overcome with a group of friends, but you can overcome it. You have the sun here. The sun is in your environment, so this means no matter what you're dealing with, it's just temporary. You're going to get past it. You're going to overcome it. And the sun's a great card. It can also mean, if this is a romantic proposal, you could meet someone that you could really enjoy being with. You could be connecting with someone where you can have some fun for a change. Maybe you've been working really hard, and especially with the pandemic, everybody being stuck at home, you may feel like it's all work and no play. But I think in June you're going to get a chance to get out and have some fun and socialize, especially toward the end of June, because this is a time card of 3 weeks. So I'm thinking toward the end of June, things might lighten up a little bit and you might be getting out, and so some of that tension might get diffused. You have the King here, the King of Wands. This could be someone you're dealing with. It's in your wish fulfillment sector. So the King of Wands could be, if it's a romantic partner, it could be a fire sign, someone who's very outspoken, someone who has a presence when they step into the room. He's a good leader, someone who's not afraid to speak their mind, can be a little bit bossy at times, but they have a good heart. They're very generous. They like rescuing people. They like, coming in and saving the day. They could also be a good mentor, someone who gives advice. On the other hand, this card can mean that if you want to achieve your goal, you have to embrace the energy of the King of Wands, which is take a more of a leadership role in your life, not be afraid to speak up and speak out and be noticed. If you've been hiding, in the background or becoming a hermit, Maybe now it's time for you to step out and shine. You have the Hierophant here as an outcome. This can represent an institution of learning, or a company that's been around a long time. So you might be dealing with an educational institution or a big corporation that has very strict policies. It could be government. It could be higher education, even a religious organization, something that's been around for a long time. Something that has very rigid policies, and you have to adhere to these policies. So that could be where some of the conflict comes in. Maybe you have some innovative ideas, and you're up against this force of, this conservative body, and you feel that they're a little restrictive. They won't let you do what you want to do. They're a little bit stuck in the mud, because the Hierophant can represent stubbornness. And sometimes the Hierophant can represent Taurus energy too. So you could be dealing with, based on the cards here, you could be dealing with a water sign, a fire sign, or even an earth, a Taurus. And maybe you feel that person's being stubborn and stuck in the mud. I don't know. But basically the Hierophant, though, as an outcome, is about sharing your wisdom and sharing your experience. So, and building something stable. You're not... So I think that whatever problems you might be having in June, they're really petty problems. They're not major. You don't have anything major, major disasters happening or major endings. I feel like it's just petty stuff that comes because people have different ideas, and you just have to learn how to work together. And you just have to learn how to, voice your opinion, see things from the other person's side, have everybody have a say. And you're just having to, straighten out the conflict. And I think you can do it because the sun is here. And so I think whatever you're working on, if this is a work issue, you're working on something you really enjoy. So the petty fighting is just a minor thing, and it will get resolved. Maybe the other thing about the Strength card, it's about not being a boss, like not being too bossy, but learning how to use kindness and consideration to get your way, to get your needs met. Because sometimes with the Strength card, people come on too strong. They think they have to be a bully, or they have to be angry and create a big angry scene to get their needs met. So the Strength is telling you to calm that energy, because that's only creating more conflict. Take a calmer approach and use more honey to get your way than vinegar, That's pretty much the energy of that. But in any case, you're going to be making a decision because of some offer that comes in, and you're going to be able to resolve any conflicts that you might be experiencing, either in a relationship or at work. So let's see what the astrology has to say. So the full moon in Sag, it's an eclipse. It's a lunar eclipse. It could sometimes eclipse a female figure from your life. And this is happening in your 11th house of friendships, the groups that you belong to. And the sun is so the moon is in the 11th, the sun is in the 5th, and it's there with Venus. Now, sometimes the sun in the 5th with Venus can mean it's time to have some fun. It can bring a new romance if you're not attached to anyone. The Venus in the 5th can bring a romantic partner. It can bring fun, it can bring money, it can bring love. Greater harmony. So I feel like you're going to be, and also creative self-expression. The 5th house is about creative self-expression. So you could be doing something that's very creative. You could be feeling the need to express yourself creatively. And something is coming to completion. Some creative project is ending or completing at the full moon. Something that has been hidden may be revealed. So if you've been working on a project behind the scenes, maybe you're wanting to bring it out to the public to be viewed, and it can get you some recognition. Mars is squaring all of this from the 2nd house, and you have Neptune going through the 2nd house. So you have to look at your money this month. Mars in the 2nd house can sometimes raise your expenses. And especially with Neptune there, you have to be more aware of what's going on with your money. Maybe you're just spending without thinking, and you're not really paying attention to where your money's going, where you're investing. So with Mars there, Mars represents your energy. you might be spending a lot of time trying to figure out how to bring in more money. Maybe you're looking for a job that pays more if you decide you don't have enough. Or you're figuring out ways to make money. But in any case, because you have that added expenses and you have to pay some bills. So money's going to be something that you're going to be thinking about. So while you're trying to have fun, you may be thinking, well, can I afford this? You know, should I spend this much money just on this creative project or this on to have fun? The 5th house is also the house of children. So there could be some activities going around if you have children. You might be spending more money on them because either they need money or you're doing things with them that are costing money. Just keep an eye on your money. Because especially when Mars comes to a conjunction with Neptune, there could be some conflict around money because you may feel like, where's all this money going? Where's my money going? You know, you may look at your bank account and your bills and say, you know, where did all my money go? You have Mercury in the 6th house and it's sextile Uranus in the 4th house. Mercury in the 6th can bring communication. You can be working on a writing project. And with Uranus in the 4th, there could be sudden changes in the home. So either you're thinking about selling your home or moving or buying a new home. And you might be working out some contracts around that. You have Pluto and Jupiter in the 12th house. So the house, that's the house of everything that's hidden. So there could be some power struggles going on behind the scenes. You could be dealing with powerful people from behind the scenes. The 12th house is the house of hidden enemies. You could have, but Jupiter usually is like your guardian angel when it's in the 12th house. Jupiter is protecting you. So if there's someone who is in a position of power working behind the scenes to thwart your plans, Jupiter can protect you. And whatever, at this full moon you'll find out, because that will, the truth will come out. So you'll get to see what it is, because also Jupiter and Pluto, well, going to any planets going through the 12th house, it's time to reevaluate. You're ending a cycle and it's time to release. So with Pluto, it's about thinking about power and how do you wield power, and are there ways that you're wielding power that you need to release. Maybe there's a behavior pattern or something that you've been attached to that's no longer making any sense. Jupiter has to do with expansion. So if you've expanded too much, if you've taken on too much, maybe you have to release some things, some obligations, so that you could focus on what's really important. On June 13th, Mars is going to conjunct Neptune. So just there might be some issue that comes up around money, and if you're signing any contracts or someone is approaching you with some kind of financial deal, just make sure you check all the details, because with Neptune there could be some hidden aspects or some confusion or miscommunication. You don't want to sign anything unless you know exactly what you're getting into, especially with Mercury going retrograde later in the month. So then on June 21st, we have the solar eclipse in Cancer. And that is falling in your 6th house. So that could bring a new job, new beginning in a work situation. Even if you're not leaving the job, you might be starting a new cycle at work. Jupiter and Pluto still in the 12th. But they will come to conjunction at the end of the month and at the beginning of July. And that's usually when Jupiter and Pluto come together, it usually brings wealth and luck and expansion. In the 12th house, I don't know. I think it's a little bit weakened in the 12th house. So whatever opportunity Jupiter is bringing, it's more working on a subconscious level. It's not so much visible in the world. It might be an attitude that you wake up to that helps you become stronger or more abundant. Maybe you're getting to release some of the habits and behaviors or thought patterns that have been holding you back. The 1st house, Saturn's in the 1st house, so you may feel a little bit restricted, or you might even feel like, I'm going to get serious now. I want to be taken seriously. Sometimes when Saturn's in the 1st, though, you appear harsher than what you really are. So, and that could hurt you because Saturn This new beginning could be a great new beginning at work, in your daily, in your day-to-day job and your relationships with your coworkers. But because Saturn is an inconjunct aspect in your first house, you don't want to come across too harsh. So you want to know, be careful how you're wielding power. If you come into a position of power, you don't want to be like the big bully, beating everybody over the head. You want to take a softer approach and be more vulnerable, drop your guard, let people get to know who you are. You don't have to play that role of the harsh boss or the strict disciplinarian, because Saturn can make you appear that way when it's in your first house. Mercury, though, it will be in your 6th house. You're definitely going to be more involved with writing and communication. And it will be trining Neptune in the 2nd house. So you could even come up with a money-making idea, or be doing, working on a creative project, possibly creative writing that brings in extra money. So anything you do that has to do with creativity, either art, music, or creative writing, will be beneficial, because Mercury will be trining Neptune. So that's always Neptune gives you inspiration. You might be coming up with a lot of inspired ideas around this time. So whatever you're working on, it's going to be very artistic, very creative. And then Mercury goes retrograde so this eclipse is on the 21st of June, right at the solstice, and it's at the 0 degree of Cancer. So that's a powerful new beginning. So if you do start a new job, or if you do start, it could also mean, because the 6th house is the house of health, that you're learning, I need to take care of myself. I need to nurture myself. If I'm working too hard and I'm giving too much to everybody, maybe I need to slow down and tell people no, and take some time out to heal, to recharge, because you might be giving a lot of yourself away. And especially with Saturn in the 1st, that could be hard on you. You might be feeling tired. You just, where like in the past you might have been the Energizer Bunny, maybe now you're starting to feel tired, and you have to start to say no. You don't want to be the martyr or the victim with this 6th house energy. And you want to be able to take care of your health and give yourself rest. Mars will be in your 2nd house. It will be sextiling Pluto and Jupiter. So if you're having any financial difficulties, there are people behind the scenes that are going to help you financially. Could be people in power that may be instrumental in getting you maybe more money or some kind of financial support. So that's something. There could be a new beginning where you're dealing with people who are in a position of power. Or if in the 12th house, it could be that you're dealing with institutions like hospitals, prisons. What else does it represent? So not that you're going to be in those places, but you might be dealing with people who run those places. So maybe whatever you're working on has to do with healthcare or prisons or government or something like that. Venus goes direct on June 25th. So if there's been a delay in a romance or a creative project, that should start to move forward at the end of the month. So if you felt like you've been in limbo on this project, things should start to move when Venus goes direct. And also your money situation, because Venus rules love and money. So anything creative, anything involved with romance or financial matters is going to start to move forward. But then at the same time, Mercury will be going retrograde. So things might be, at work, you might be redoing things. So there might be, it's like 1 step forward, 2 steps back. Like you may come to some type of completion, but then you may have to go back and tweak it and make it better. And that's the perfect thing to do during a Mercury retrograde. So if you're redoing anything, doing the Mercury retrograde, that's the best way to use the energy. Because it will come out better. It will be better the second time around. What else? The nodes are changing signs. They're going from Cancer and Capricorn to Gemini and Sagittarius. So, and they're at the 29th degree at this this month, at these eclipses, especially at the full moon eclipse. So something is definitely ending. Some cycle is ending, and it's preparing you for the new beginning with the new moon in Cancer. At 0 degree is very significant in astrology. It represents a new cycle coming in, new energy coming in. So it's time to really, especially with all those planets going through your 12th house, it's time to release. Release the past, release whatever's blocking you, get counseling if you need to, if there's some kind of psychological block or self-sabotage going on. It's a great time to talk it over with someone. I'm not saying you have to go to a formal counselor, but even just venting, and talking to someone can help. So, and then Neptune goes retrograde, June 23rd. So now when Neptune goes retrograde, it's going to be retrograding in your second house. So if you've been confused about your finances, or if there's been some misunderstanding or mystery around money, that's going to start to clear up too. You're going to get to see things more clearly and figure out, okay, where do I really need to spend my money? Maybe I'm wasting it on certain things. Maybe I need to reconfigure how I spend, what I invest in. But I'm not worried about you. I think you're going to have a good month because you have the Sun here and you have the Ten of Cups and the Hierophant. You're all building something solid and steady. You just have to get over some of these little petty conflicts and pay attention to your money, pay attention to your self-worth, get counseling if you think you need to. If you're not demanding enough, if you feel like you're not being respected, because the second house has to do with what do I value, how do others value me, am I asking for too little in life and from others? So those are some of the things. You might be working on some psychological things during this time, but you're going to come out ahead and you'll be on a new path. So I hope you enjoyed this reading, Aquarius. If you did, please click on the like button or subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like a private reading, click on the link in the description box. We'll get you to my website and we'll get you on the schedule and we can do a reading that's based on your specific situation. In the meantime, I want to say thank you to everyone who's been supporting this channel. Thank you for your likes, your subscribes, your comments, your ordering readings. I've loved working with all of you and I really welcome your support. Now, so in the meantime, stay safe, stay healthy during these crazy times that we're living in. And enjoy June. Embrace the changes that are coming your way. It's going to lead you to a better path. And I will talk to you again next month. Okay, bye now.